Good morning again. It is another beautiful morning, nice and cold the way I like it. As you can see, clouds everywhere, looking nice. But today, we are not going to go that way. We are going to go towards the woods in this nice rich people neighborhood. Well, I say rich, they're not really rich, I guess. Because out here, you don't have to have millions of dollars to live in a place like this. But they're a lot richer than I am. Anyway. We're going to head towards the woods up here and talk about something important because after seeing, I shouldn't say seeing, I listened to a ton of news yesterday. Not just news, I listened to, I think, to AA's 5 podcasts, and I rounded out the night last night listening to that moron Vaush or whatever on Tim's stream last night before I passed out. And I have a lot to say today. Specifically about earlier on my morning walk series, I have talked about how we need to be in tune with nature and how we need to be the heroes we want to see in our people. And that can't be more evident than right now, because we have so many people that are talking about Civil War this or prepping that or get ready for the, what do they call it, the boogaloo, get ready for the boogaloo or whatever. Now, there's nothing wrong with being prepared and having extra supplies and having weapons to defend yourself and your property. That's a very normal, healthy thing. But that is not something that's going to be good for your community and your people and your country at large. Unless we have, I shouldn't say unless, that's never something that's going to be enough. Now, just give me a second here. Here's the pretty scenery before we go up into the couple of acres of wooded lot here that I like to shoot. Okay, so let's go on up. When it comes to talking about boogaloo time and Civil War and this type of thing, it's important to remember 2 things. Number 1, a war is not like in the movies. Wartime is always sad and slow. Businesses and economies slowly wind down, or in some cases, different pieces of industries ramp up. Life continues to go on. People go to work. People do their best to keep what is normal to them going, meaning everything from cookouts to going to walk in the park with their family, or trying to watch TV on Thursday nights with their church group or whatever. I don't know. But it's not like going to be in the movies where all of a sudden something snaps and, oh, we're all in the streets and we're playing G.I. Joe or whatever. That's not going to happen. So, I hear a dog. So, I'm going to walk down here away from that dog. So, another thing to remember about all of this is, apart from it not being like it is in the movies that you see. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to be quiet for a minute. Those dogs. Okay. I'm going to have to leave this area because there's dogs playing up here. And they just won't shut up. They're not mean. They're just running and barking and I don't want to have to deal with it. So I'm going to walk down here and continue. Okay. We're going to continue on and just take a walk on the street. It's a beautiful area here, so it'll be okay. Anyway, I've already lost my train of thought. Damn. Anyway, apart from Civil War and conflict and stuff not being like in the movies, the wars now are not going to be like they were in the past. It's going to be information war, psychological war. Jason Kuna, the guy who I talk about a lot with his go free tactics, he even says that we're in a psychological war. I would call it a spiritual war, but that's because I like to gauge everything in that kind of language. But the fact of the matter is, it's okay to prepare for hardships, having a few extra months of food, having the weapons that it takes to defend yourself and your family and stuff. But we need to be smart and proactive. One of the main reasons that I have started doing white positive activism and talking about going free and anti-whiteism more is that, in my opinion, I am arming our people with the quote-unquote weapons they're going to need to fight in this unpleasant time ahead of us. We need to buck the spiritual cancer that makes us think we are broken or hopeless or don't have heroes or don't have any way to unify as a people. Because when push comes to shove, the people who want to use us and break us, they need us to willingly lay down and not fight in this psychological spiritual war. And what we need to do is, just like how in the old times, if there was going to be a war engagement, a king or a count or whatever would want to arm the peasantry, forcibly conscript the peasants into some type of unified force to fend off, raiders or an enemy king that's wanting to take territory. I don't know a lot about history, sorry. But we need to do something similar with our people. We don't have to get every single person, every child, every grandma, we don't have to get all of them to become YouTube warriors like me. We just need to, quote-unquote, arm them. Let them know what's going on. Tell them the terms anti-white, anti-whiteism, anti-white narrative. Let them know that there are people out here in the white positive sphere, the white positive community. Use that language. That language is very important. It arms people with what they need to know so they will have allies, so they will have minute arms, so to speak, when the hard times come. And in a lot of ways, the hard times are already upon us here. I'm going to get this vista over here. It's really pretty. So, I don't want those of you who are really into prepping, because I know several of you are like me, I don't want you to think that I believe it's stupid or wrong to do that stuff. All that stuff is cool. I do prepping stuff with my mother. She loves doing that. That's one of the things we bonded over. But, here we go. But I want you to know that I care about you. I care about our people. I care about Western kind having a future. And because of that, I want us to use our heads and our hearts to fight this intelligently and passionately in a way that I believe actually has a high chance of success. And unless we start, what's the right word? Enkindling, like from Mass Effect, the enkindlers. Unless we start enkindling in our people the right mental and spiritual concepts, language, tools, etc., no amount of fighting Antifa in the street or getting the 12 people that you know to come live in your bunker is going to give us a future. That doesn't give us a future. And doing that right now, in the short term, that either gets us killed, has all of your property taken by the government, and or gets you in prison for a long time. So, again, upcoming soon, there is going to be hardships. We are going to see in more cities what we have seen in Philadelphia in the last 48 hours. Mobs of violent anti-whites, largely non-white, but some white too, anti-whites attacking people just for being white, burning down businesses. They don't care who owns them. White, non-white, otherwise. They don't care. They are going to just go ape, like we've seen it, I don't know, what, 6 months now? 5 months? It's been so long I've lost count. It's been at least 100 days of this stuff. And I don't think an election is going to change it. In fact, no matter who wins, it might even get worse. Many pundits say it is going to get worse. But regardless, you have to be ready for what comes. And being ready for what comes means using your head. So, everyone listening, tell everyone you know the language and the dialectics that I've been sharing with you all year, that you've learned from Jason Kuna, that you've learned from, if you follow the UK crowd, the Patriotic Alternative, Chris Weekly Patriotic Talk on Mondays and such. Share the ideas and language that you learned from me and these groups and these personalities. Let people know they have community and friends, thousands strong, maybe millions strong already out here, ready to provide succor, to provide counseling, and to just give somebody a shoulder to lean on, to give somebody an ear to talk to. That's what's going to be most important right now and probably going forward for at least the next several years, is building and preparing community and our minds and hearts for what comes next. So I know things are going to get wild, and I know many of you, like myself, have the heart of warriors, and you want to spring into action. You want to take up arms and do something. Don't. Now is not the time for that. I spoke to a great warrior for our people on Discord a couple of months ago. And like me, he believes that we need to do things to protect ourselves and to secure our future. But I told him that now is not the time for that. There will be one day, but now is not that time. We can't let our enemies bait us into having our strongest and our most passionate throw their lives away for nothing. We can't do that. We have to make sure that we have enough people that have the heart and the mind to carry us towards a better future for ourselves when the time is right. I can't tell you when that's going to be, but I know it's not now. Because look at what's happening now, even in America, where we have a so-called Second Amendment that protects us, that protects our right to defend ourselves. Well, we might have that, but it seemingly is only in name. It is only in name, because so far the people who brandish weapons, even on their own property to defend themselves, they have their guns taken away. They get thrown in jail. Some of them. It's not going so well, is it? So that's why I say now is not the time to start engaging. We have to wait. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, even though I think it probably will, logically. But let's hope that it doesn't come to that. I believe that we still have a fighting chance, especially in America, to make a difference in this social civil war that we're in this ideological war that we're in, to have a decent outcome for us without widespread violence and mayhem. And that's why I encourage all of you to do what I do. Talk to your family. Talk to the people at your church. Talk to your Discord groups. Talk to anyone you can that will not immediately lead you to get arrested or lose your livelihood. Let them know what's going on. Tell them the truth about demographic change, about the way race has been weaponized against white people. Tell everyone about the anti-whiteism that they can blatantly see on their TVs, in magazines and newspapers that might be around your office or whatever. Get people aware. It matters. So this video's gone on long enough. It's probably over 10 minutes now. I try to keep these morning walk videos short. I just had a lot to share today. So remember, have hope, because I believe in our people, in the hearts of all of us. The philosopher kings of old, the great warriors, the explorers, the conquerors, the kings and queens that made Western civilization, they still reside and echo in our hearts and our biospirit. They're in you too. So keep heart. And, well, that's all I can say. Keep heart and speak the truth. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.